shimmy my titties.
Good.
You shouldn't have shimmy.
So we have here Isiah Maxwell,
That's me.
Sabina Rouge,
Hi guys.
Jessie Lee,
Hi.
superstars in their own right. Talking today about the adult industry and relationships.
That's right.
All the fun, juicy stuff, you know.
Yeah.
All right. So each of you, how long have you all been in the industry?
You go first. We'll go down the line.
All right. I've been in the game since August 1st, 2011. And I started off as an intern, made my way into the PR department and then agent. And then I decided to hop in front of the camera in 2013. And just been doing that for the most part since then.
Oh, wow.
Radical.
Sabina?
I started 2 years ago. 2.5 years ago, I believe. I was actually a cam girl. I've been cam girl for 4 years. I know that for a fact. And I got asked by Playboy if I wanted to do Playboy Plus, and I was like, fuck yeah. And then ever since then, I just was like, I want to eat pussy for a living.
Congrats on Playboy.
Thank you. I was actually like, what? Like, it was crazy. I was like, yeah, let's go. But yeah, that's how I started, and now I'm just so grateful. I love it.
Awesome. Jess?
My first film that I ever filmed was right after my 24th birthday. So it was September of 2007 is when I filmed my first scene. A really long time ago.
I was a little freshman on a college campus.
I worked mostly for Burning Angel, so I didn't do that many films a year. But yeah, it's fun.
Burning Angel is fun. It's so beautiful.
And then I was like, kind of bored of porn. So I was like, I want to be a hairstylist. So I took a 4-year break, and then I was like, I really miss porn. So I got back into it 2 years ago. So yeah. And signed with agency. It was fun.
They take the freak out the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So, tell me how difficult it is. Part of this whole video cast is the adult industry and relationships. We see people come in and out of it. Some things go on pause, some things are short, some things are long. What are some of the nuances on the whole adult industry and relationships nowadays? That society's changes as well. Personal experience always.
I feel like during COVID, it's probably like opened up a lot of different people, like different ways to like experience, like opening up to the more to the adult industry. Because I feel like couples are like realizing that they don't really want to be monogamous, especially during COVID, having to be sitting in the house. I've witnessed a lot of people are breaking up, or they're getting
so
experimental.
Many people are breaking up.
Yeah, or they're getting experimental, and like there's even like
There's an
OnlyFans.
increase of divorces. It went from 48% to 57%.
Well, yeah, it's because people
We're
are
stuck
stuck
in a house.
inside. Like, people who are, like, used to being apart all day or, like, with each other all day. And, like, now they know, like, oh, this is what this person's really like. What did I fucking get myself into?
Yeah, and, like, having, like, some time to be separated is healthy. So not having, like, that time, you probably started, like, you probably start going crazy.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't know, they're probably getting more experimental or... Just figuring out who they are themselves, getting out of relationships.
Yeah.
I saw an interesting stat that said OnlyFans jumped from pre-COVID 250,000 subscribers to 1.25. So 1.25 million subscribers.
Wait, you're telling me it went from 50 million subs?
No, 250,000.
250,000.
Content creators. To 1.25 million content creators.
So it's like over 4 times?
So like now the pool of OnlyFans is so saturated, and that's why you see the percentage is so wide from like you making nothing until you get down to the 5%. But yeah, it's just with the whole losing your jobs and COVID, with all the unintentional consequences from COVID, they kind of ventured off into OnlyFans and just kind of dipping their foot in the water a little bit of like, all right, I'll wear some lingerie here, or I'll feel sexy there. I notice a lot of the new girls that I'm working with is coming from OnlyFans. Yeah. I asked the new girls in the industry, how was you recruited, or how did you come into filming adult films? And they was like, well, I started in OnlyFans. and then it went from there. Somebody contacted me from there, and now I'm here. So.
Oh my gosh, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of like how they contact you through Cam. Like now it's OnlyFans instead of Cam.
Right.
It was actually like, I was at I forget, it was like some porn store in Vegas. Last time I was there, and there was like little like I don't forget what company it was, Doc Johnson or something, where they had
reference Doc Johnson as a sex toy merchant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could buy my dildo on DocJohnson.com.
Shout out to Doc Johnson. We don't have a deal with you, but we just shout you out there. Go ahead.
But there's like little strokers, pussy strokers or whatever. But it was like, it wasn't just porn stars. It was girls who were like Instagram girls, OnlyFans girls. It was crazy. Like, it's like these girls aren't even porn girls. These are girls who've never done a pro porn shoot in their entire life. It's girls who just do like content. Well, it's insane.
We're in the era of influencers. So MindGeek, they're dishing out contracts to influencers, and you look at girls like Nicolette Shea, who brought her audience from supermodeling down to porn, and then legitimized herself as an adult actress by working with Brazzers, and then that's how that became. So in this era of influencers and everything, it's like, all right, let's get our money from just whoever has the traffic to bring that crowd down and buy our products.
Let's a tangent on that for a second. In the era of influencers, when there are non-adult entertainers coming into the adult realm, how do you all feel as adult entertainers when you hear Chris Brown is on OnlyFans or someone else is on? How do you feel that? Because in a sense, the byproduct of that is, as you mentioned, Isiah, the increase in terms of OnlyFans, therefore saturating the pool and impacting the payout. How do you all feel as adult, as pure sex workers in the adult realm?
You can get.
I mean, I say go for it. I think everyone should do what they want. I mean, I feel like nobody should be restricted because of like who they were. Like, even like Cardi B is a fucking OnlyFans, but she puts out there like there's no porn on this. It's just like, it's just like, like
was made for.
Yeah, it's just like BTS and stuff like that. Like, of all of her stuff, like she even says there's no porn. So if someone like goes and makes an OnlyFans and they say like, listen, there's no porn and there's no porn on OnlyFans, that's fine. But when someone like fucking Bella Thorne,
oh my god,
fucking like she tells people like, oh, here's a naked photo of me, and has like all these people pay $200 for a naked photo, and it's not even fucking naked, and then fucking OnlyFans fucks all the other creators because of that. Like, girls like her should not be dabbling in the industry. They should stay in their own industry. Stay in your fucking lane, Bella Thorne.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my opinion.
100%. I feel like one thing I did learn like with a few of my fans is that they really do like being able to know that you kind of like they're in your league in a sense. So a lot of like my fans, they're like, oh, I wouldn't even subscribe to these people because they're out of my league, or I wouldn't even want to support these people because I know they wouldn't actually genuinely want to talk to me. And I think it's really cool to see like some fans being like, no, I'd rather support, the girl who's on doing this or doing that is amateur, because they're like, at least I know it's raw and real, because they're so used to being thrown like what they want to be told or what they want to hear, and some people want something raw. So I think it's kind of cool to like, if you're Chris Brown, like go ahead, but not, some people might just be like intimidated just because of that and want to go for something opposite, which like everyone's got their flavor, whether you're like green tea or Earl Grey, like you're still delicious, like
I like that.
You feel me?
Speaking of tea, let's spill some tea, Francis. What do you feel? Do you feel? One of the questions that's come to from our audience is, should every couple try OnlyFans nowadays in this era of influencers? Or Sabina has an opinion on that.
No, what if you guys break up? Don't do nothing with nobody.
Sign release forms.
Yeah, like make
sure the person signs a release form so they can't sue you.
You don't want to have a divorce, and also like you got to take things down on Pornhub. Like, that's traumatizing. Like, do solo stuff so that you can just like move on with your life afterwards if you feel like it.
Although there are a lot of couples that are doing stuff there's some girls that are doing stuff just with their significant other, so boyfriend, husband.
I love
and
the
it's
couple
great, and it's great.
I love the couple making bacon naked. By the way, guys, I love you guys. They're a couple, and they're literally named Making Bacon Naked, and they're so cute. And they're like, I've seen them at AVNs all the time. So yeah, I totally feel where you're coming from. They're so cute.
I feel like if you're already like making home movies and stuff, if you're already like making home movies and stuff like that, I feel like, yeah, go ahead, make a fucking OnlyFans. But I feel like if you've never done anything like that, stay away from OnlyFans. Because it's like, yeah, just because it's private, it doesn't mean like your stuff's gonna be private. Because people pirate stuff all the time and put it all over the web. So
just know that your family, your grandmother, everybody will find
Everyone's
out.
gonna know.
And if you're okay with that, do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
That's awesome. So, relationship-wise, Isiah, swing the pendulum to you. How has your relationships off camera been affected by your stardom on camera?
For me, I basically keep myself single while I perform. It's just easier for me to do my job. I consciously made that decision that I won't try to entertain any relationship I did, just because I like the freedom of being able to do what I want without anybody like saying that I can't. So it's a little bit selfish on my part. I'm completely aware of it, and I know exactly what I'm doing, but that's how I'm able to stay focused and just do my job and everything. I always accounted to me for porn taking the chase out of life for me, in terms of like, I notice adults love their jobs and do everything in life at the end of the day to find their mate and get to procreate or whatever the case may be. And for me, it takes that chase out of life. I don't have to go around searching for a mate or sex after work, and affection, I get it from my pets. So I have dogs, and I don't gotta worry about that too much because they love me unconditionally. So that's how I deal with relationships in this industry. That's how I kind of go about it, and I just consider myself the industry's boyfriend. I'm for everybody.
So do you masturbate to your own content?
Absolutely. I masturbate to everybody's content. I found out one of my favorite directors started an OnlyFans, and I was talking to my friend about it, and my friend was like, I'm gonna subscribe to it. And I was like, I can't subscribe to her OnlyFans because I would jack off to it. And I literally see them on set in a couple of days from now. So I was just like, nah, I don't want that awkwardness, because they could see it in my face. I have a bad poker face. I'm just like, if you see me jacked off to your material, you'll see me grinning. And I'm a true nympho, so it's just who I am.
What does it mean to be a nympho nowadays? No, that word, the nympho.
Yeah, like,
what does it mean nowadays?
I think it means what it's always meant, which is like you just love to have sex. You just
being addicted to sex.
Being addicted to like sex. I think.
Yeah.
I think everyone's a little nympho.
A little
one way
overly
or another.
sexual drive, and kind of like overthink about it. I overthink about sex all the time. Like, it's part of my daily think about. So.
Well, if it's like your job, you want to like overthink. You don't want to overthink, but you do want to think consistently about like how to make things better. So that makes sense.
You want to like watch your movies, so that way like you know what looks really good and what looks not so good.
Yeah.
That's what I used to do when I first started. I used to like
that's how I learned my
watch all my stuff. Yeah.
So let's take the last 15 seconds. Would you consider sex to be therapy?
Yeah, when it comes to like dominating and stuff, like I know that like I love my submissives because it is completely and utterly therapeutic for them, because they're capable of like letting go and giving you like the decisions to make them, feel like however they are destined to feel. I think it's really cool. I think at least for that one, it's therapeutic.
It's pros and cons to every which way you look at it. I just look at, when it comes to sex, I'm like, what kind of therapy are you using it for? Is it one of those, you work a 9 to 5 every day of the week and you use hardcore sex to get out of that world of just routine, or is the sex coming to you and you're having so much of it, it's taking you away from your daily chores and stuff like that? So it's just like, it's a double edge. It's like too much sex and not getting enough done, or too much work and not getting enough sex. It's just like, how is the therapy being used, and what are you using sex for? So as long as it don't take you out of your daily routine of, making your ends meet, then I feel like you're good to go.
And Jessie, you've been known as being one of the premier dominatrix in the California region. You have clients that turn to you, right, to dominate them.
Yeah.
How would you say, what is the state of mind and the art that goes along with that, from your perspective, from your purview?
Well, I get kind of like in a zen when I start doming, because I get really, 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 really into the moment, and I just like, I go really slow, and I try to see where the person, because I definitely want to go over, I don't want to go over, I don't want to step over the line, but I want to get really, 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 really close to it, so I start to go slowly and seeing what their I can't think right now. I'm trying to feel like
comfort zone.
Yeah, their comfort zone and like their tolerances, you know. So I'm gonna see if I can get it like as close to going over the edge as possible. And it's very like when you get in the mood, you're just like hitting and hitting and hitting. It's like really therapeutic. Yeah.
You know, we got to take the time out for a second.
Yeah.
We got who's paying the bills that we have here, the Floors Vape, and that's where you can get your vapes and your merchandise and your CBD. Go to www.thefloorsvape.com for your merch, CBDs and pens. They're paying the bills this one. I don't know who's gonna pay the bills the next one, but we're gonna find out real quick. Take a 2-minute break here and come right back. And we're back from a small break. I think Sabina mentioned something about never being dominated by a lady.
Well, I mean, I've been dominated before by women, but I haven't on camera, and I thought, what better than to ask her, since she was just talking about being a dom, about like how we could get started on this, because it's never been hardcore. Like, I've always been very vanilla in my scenes. I love it. I love my fans. I love what they want me to do, but I've never been dominated. I think the most hardcore I've done is like a very vanilla anal. So I'm like, let's get nasty.
Yeah. Last woman that I dominated was Ryan Keeley.
I will be honest though, I'm not like a dom type. Like I'm not really good at being a sub. I will like act like it, of course.
I will tie you up.
But like, yeah, like I'm like not good with pain. I'm like baby, but I will try my best.
Like I'll be able to like know like your tolerance. So,
okay, yeah. I was like,
I won't go like with men. Men, I like to push their buttons. Women, I like to be gentle with.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was like, you can do anything you want to me now. Like now that we got that out of the table. Yeah.
Awesome. So what do you all see? We feel that COVID brought on a lot of massive change everywhere, right? So even, people's 5-year plans turned into 12-month plans. Where do you see the sex industry in the next, 4 to 5 years?
In Vegas.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's my opinion. I don't know.
I don't.
So,
I can't see it moving to Vegas. Not enough producers and directors want to move there.
Both of y'all sort of nodded on that, Jessie and Sabina.
Well, I know
a lot of my girls moved out there. But
yeah,
I don't know about producers.
Yeah, a lot of my friends that are in the industry have moved out there. And they're like being really successful.
Yeah, they're getting so much money right now.
It's a big content creator ground now.
Yeah, sure.
Vegas?
And I know like a few cam places, like a few cam things have been out there. And I know in San Diego, like I went to Expos to do like the Trophy Girl, and they were in San Diego, and I thought it was going to be in LA, but it wasn't. And I think Avians was also in San Diego.
It's interesting because the parent company, Florence Entertainment headquarters is now Vegas.
A lot of companies are registered in Vegas, but they don't live there.
Yeah.
It's something about being next to the
taxes.
beach.
It's about
It's about the beach, honestly.
It's the comfort of being by the beach for these directors. Yeah, it's the LA lifestyle. Once you go to Vegas,
it feels like death. And I hate on Vegas, but I could never live there.
All the directors I know live in the Valley, so
yeah,
as far away from the beach
it's the option of escaping to a beach.
I guess you're right.
It's just and then the temptation of gambling and drinking all day in Vegas. But all that said and done, the number one reason why directors and producers told me they didn't want to go down there was because it's just not entertaining enough. All the performers are still here in LA, majority of them are, and then it just costs too much for them to relocate everything down there.
Do you think they would do more popping in Miami? It'd probably get way more popping in Miami and be like LA.
I heard that we heard that Florida is amateurville right now.
I wish they could straighten up in Florida so I could go down there. Yeah, it's too cancer
I don't
heavy
think
down
they do
there.
any girl out there really, unless you do boy girl as well. I haven't gotten one shoot in Miami. I've only gotten them out here.
I've never worked in Miami.
It's too laid back out there. I love the weather. I love the scenery. Miami is completely my vibe of people and like the town that it is. But working down there is just, it's whack. It's just like they wake up and just feel like, nah, not today.
I'm too heavily covered in tattoos to get any work in Miami because it's all like bang bros and stuff like that with like the young girls.
You could do a lot of feature dancing down there though. It's strip club heaven.
Yeah.
And their strip clubs are way better than LA.
I know strippers who worked in Florida and they fly up to Massachusetts to work instead because they hate Florida. Yeah, it's really hard to make money.
I guess going to places where they don't usually have like, you know, normal, I don't know, like if you go to smaller towns and things like that, you probably would make like hella money.
It's insane. Like all the places I feature dance that are like, it's like Oxnard, California, which is like right near Ventura, like right below Ventura. Like I made so much money like at the Spring Rhino out there. And the Spring Rhino, yeah. And like I made a lot of money in like near Sacramento. I've made
Dayton, Ohio,
Marysville,
Ohio.
like north of like Sacramento. I made a lot of money up there too. It's like a little town like Western Massachusetts, so I made a lot of money up there. So it's like crazy.
That's cool.
It's I feel like it's better to feature dance in like the places that are like smaller because then people are like really looking forward to you. But when you go to places like when you dance in like Hollywood, there's like on Hollywood Boulevard between like Vine and friggin' like La Cienega, there's like 3 strip clubs.
Yeah.
So like there's like it's like they're so close and it's like a lot of and I feel like it's so expensive in these big cities too that like people are spending their money on rent and they don't have extra money to spend. But in small towns, people make the same amount of money but they have less rent because it's smaller town.
In LA, you could see somebody just as sexy walking down the street.
Yeah, exactly.
Facts.
You go to these rural towns, there's a blonde every 20 miles.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So speaking of like, we're talking about right up the street, you can. So it's a matter of instant consumption nowadays, right? Mm-hmm. You know, if we look at the music industry, for instance, you can make some music and hit TuneCore and then you can put it out everywhere. It's snap of a finger. In the porn industry, considering it's worldwide, and given the apps and the internet availability, do you see that continuing to impact the game, so to speak? How fast someone can get, whether it's music, TuneCore, whether it's porn, whether it's OnlyFans, or whether it's other ManyVids or other studios, etc. The aspect of apps impacting the consumption or quick consuming.
Personally, I feel like it's been making, for my career specifically, these apps have been making me a lot more money than like some other things. Like, I mean, I cammed a lot, but me doing just like texting apps and like video chatting, being able to, like Sex Panther and like different things like that. Like, I get to text them, I get to know them, I get to like send them videos that they get to buy, and like I make a good amount because they get to really talk to me. It's like one-on-one, and I could be literally sitting there eating pizza like in a robe, like my hair in a bun, and I'm making and I'm talking to them saying like how it's really awesome to be able to talk to them like that. And I think it's actually been making it a lot easier, especially during COVID.
It makes it easier. It's really awesome. Does it impact your relationship? Let's tie the relationship piece, because in a sense, if you're doing that so much, if you're in a relationship with someone, when do you have that? What's the cutoff for the relationship alone time versus the I'm in touch with my fans and my audience time? Or is that a blurred line?
I think it's about maturity. Like, it's about emotional maturity. You both should be able to understand that this is a job, and if you can't understand that, then you shouldn't be dating that person who has been obviously, working in that field. Mm-hmm. And yeah, there should be communication is key.
Communication is very key. I think if it comes to that point where it's starting to affect either or side of the business, then you got to start saying out loud how you feel about certain things. If there needs to be a cutoff time, and if it's cutting into like relationship time and stuff like that, like when do you turn yourself off? Because virtually you could do this job 24/7 and just be your stage name 24/7, but then you get lost into your stage name and you don't know when to turn yourself off. So like yesterday when I watched the Super Bowl with my dad, I just completely was like, all right, let me put my phone down, because they rarely see me at all. And so I don't want to be Isiah Maxwell in front of them, because that's not the person that they grew up with and everything. I mean, I'm not going to be Isiah Maxwell talking about the game with my dad. So it's just like certain relationships, I put my phone down, and then when I'm not around that, then I'll turn myself back on. But I do try to have a clear line of when I'm Isiah Maxwell and when I'm just my real Isiah, and just go on about that.
The problem with like the apps and websites and stuff, like OnlyFans, where you get like you get the email every hour if someone's like messaging you or whatnot, and then or like Sixpence where people can text you away. The problem with those types of things is these fans like expect you to reply to them like right away.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's like someone. I mean, my subscription price on OnlyFans is $4.95. So to expect me, and like I do like a lot of like 6-month free subscriptions. So for someone who's not even paying any money, they want my attention every fucking second. I'm like, I can't do it. So I like
get mad and stuff.
Yeah. So if I'm like hanging out with someone, like if I'm with someone that I'm dating, my significant other, like I'll put the phone down. You know, we'll watch TV, watch a movie and stuff like that, and I'll like pick it up. Like he'll go to the bathroom, and I'll like pick up my phone, check my phone and stuff like that. So that's how I'm able to work in my current relationship by just like giving myself like personal time, and then business time, and still like, you know, not having like completely separate, but doing like personal business, you know, so that way it's still like, and I still talk to people and stuff like that. We'll be laying in bed and I'll still like on my phone or whatever, and like, you know, be talking to guys on my OnlyFans, like, who are you sexting? I was like, nobody.
Yeah, that's like, it's not, it's like I'm sexting, but it's different. Like,
I know, he'll just like give me shit.
It's not like, cause you don't even know what their real name is. It's like John something 69. It's like not even a real person, you know?
Yeah.
So Sabina, you have an aspiring music career or about to get off the ground music career. We want to take some time to call that out here. When you're in studio mode or your music mode, as Isiah eloquently put, being in the mode and shutting off, are you engaged with your porn audience when you're in music mode, or is it a complete shut off?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually very grateful, knock on wood, that like my fans have been so chill. I've been able to be like entirely myself, and personally I'm not very sexual naturally, like when I'm on like my social media. When it comes to doing porn and stuff, like I'm very sensual, I'm very vanilla. That's just how I am as a person. So it's like you don't really see me doing anything crazy, so it's like, and it's not like I wouldn't. Don't get me wrong, but I just haven't, you know. So my fans, they see me as like who I represent myself as, which is like pretty PG on my social media. So my music's practically the same. It's very sensual, and it's like it has sexual like influences in it, but it's still like, you know, just me. And I really am grateful for the fans that I have though, because they're so cool. Like they just know who I am as a person. It's chill as fuck. And then they see my pussy, which is great.
So perhaps spell your name out for the podcast if they want to ever look up your music.
Oh yeah, so it's Sabina Rouge, SabinaRouge.
Cool. And Jessie and Isiah, you all actually have been related to several different shoots together. Actually, you all have one with who?
So the last time we shot, I guess the last time we shot together, it was
Burning Angels?
No, we had like 45-minute sex in my bedroom.
But that was,
For OnlyFans, you know. We shoot a lot for OnlyFans. But the last thing we did together was for Burning Angel.
Right.
My first anal.
And you all have one.
Isiah is the only person who's been in my butt professionally in camera for a pro shoot.
I have a very anal-friendly dick.
Very anal friendly.
Anal friendly? Okay, I can't think of a question to come behind that. Now, you all are shooting a scene. Tell the fans about your scene you're shooting today. And for who?
So we're doing another scene for Flourish.
For the Flourish, yeah.
And we're just kind of revisiting that first time that we had anal sex. Try it again to make sure, you know, I always like to say, if you want to do something in life, try it twice.
That's true.
You know? Because you want to make sure the second time that you really did enjoy it, or you really didn't like it. So, and I enjoyed it a lot the first time.
Oh my god, so did I. I feel like I would watch that scene over and over again just to see my face. I was like so.
So you're all going to capture the magic for the Flourish XXX?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Okay, so the fans can be on the lookout for that to drop sometime.
I don't know when, but eventually, soon.
Okay. Here's a
Hopefully
question
really soon.
from the audience. If you weren't a top performer, what would you be doing? A doctor, lawyer, therapist?
What I would be doing, I actually am. I am a hairstylist.
Okay.
So yeah, I do hair. I'm a professional hairstylist. I have a salon inside my apartment. I have a chair set up and everything. I do hair color. I do mostly men's cuts. Men are so much easier to please than women, so that's why I do men's cuts.
I would be writing somewhere. Like before this industry, I had an intern be a publicist for the Boston Celtics. So my life was this close to being in that code, and I'm glad that I was just like, nah, I'm good. But yeah, it was right around the time when my favorite player, Kevin Garnett, was there, and so I was really looking forward to that and everything. And it was like a championship town at the time. So, but that was my route before the industry, because even when I got in the industry, that was my job. It was to write everybody's press releases, their set up their conventions and their parties and interviews and everything like that. So I put them on Playboy Radio, Power 106. And all.
Your entry is very unique. To stay on that, from the standpoint, you went from being the agent to the talent. Give the audience a perspective of what was your thought process behind making that transition. What was your body physical process as well? I've heard you actually worked on your body as well.
Yeah, well, my intentions was to never be in front of the camera when I got in the industry. It was to see what this industry was about. I didn't know the porn industry was as like constructed as it is today. And so coming from college, I was just more intrigued by the industry and just everything that was involved in it. It wasn't until I went to my first AVN 6 months later that I actually fell in love with the industry for what it could do for me. And I started taking it serious from that point on. So it took a while for me to want to even start thinking about getting in front of the camera. It took a lot of convincing from my colleagues and all the girls that told me I qualify. And before I just got in front of the camera, I just started asking all of the OGs, like, what was your mistakes? What was your, what did you do to help you become successful? And I asked questions for a year straight before I even considered getting in front of the camera. And so as soon as I got in front of the camera, it was a lot easier to dodge the pitfalls that a lot of new performers fall into, because I recognized them before they came. And yeah, when I started taking myself serious as a performer, it was like, all right, I noticed when I try to lift a performer, I was 30 pounds lighter, and the girl was like, hell no, put me down, like, don't even try it, like, you're not big enough, like, stop it. I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, all right, I need to get in the gym. And so I just started pumping iron and everything. That was just for the look and everything like that, so girls could start trusting me when I do those high energy positions, because those are the positions that get you the awards, they get you called back for different scenes and stuff like that. It's like
and
one thing.
It's the best position for anal.
Carrying?
Yeah. When you're like fucking me in the ass, like when you're fucking me in the ass, like, you know, holding me up like that. That's great.
It's actually a break position for me, because a lot of times I'm always about to come in doggy style or missionary. So I will lift the girl up, because that position don't make me want to come as bad. And it helps me kill time in the scene to get you past. So
it feels good. It makes me want to come.
And it looks all acrobatic on camera and everything like that. But that's like my little cheated position to kind of get through the scene and not come and like kill some time in between. But yeah, those are all tricks and trades that I learned as I started from day one as a performer, and just continue to ask questions, looking at other people's work and comparing myself in and out the game.
Interesting. So, you all have, the way that you all looked at each other, it's like y'all want to just attack each other already.
I mean, when don't we?
I'm trying to tell you, it don't take much from her. It's just a little smile, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So yeah, is this the part where the interview is done?
Are we done?
Get to the scene.
And we're back, and I see a lot of people actually want to say, when can we see Sabina on cam?
Yeah, so I actually was just talking to them before we got back on about me having to go on cam. I actually have to go on, but I would love for you guys to join me. You guys can find me on Chatterbait at sabinarouge.com. Just find me at Sabina Rouge. And if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, it's the Sabina Rouge, THE, Sabina Rouge. Come hang out with me and be my friend. I do have to go. I have to go show you all my pussy, so better see you there.
I hope you guys have fun. It was so nice seeing you.
Thanks.
Thank you for your angelic presence.
Yeah, you guys are so awesome.
Speaking of going, we have an appointment with the Florist XXX.
Do you wanna go shoot that content now?
Oh yes.
Let's go.
I've been trying to get in all those hosts since I seen. Yes. Let's go.